you move to the town, or were you born in Southend?
I was born in Southend.
My parents came originally from London, but no, I was born here. I'm very proud of it too. You know, yes, I like Southend.
I've lived in Southend now for 90 years.
90?
I was 90 last April.
I lived out at Eastwood, and it was roughly, from my home to the school, was roughly about a mile. And walked there every day in the morning and walked back every night. There's no such thing as school buses.
We learnt. I don't know, it sounds rather silly, but you had to learn in a way, you know. Nothing nasty, no teachers, no brutality, or you dare not do it. But it was, I think we just sort of knew we had to learn. And there were no distractions, you know, no television and that. And we sort of knew we had to do it.
More than often, I was late in the village school. And of course, I got caned regular.
Not that I ever got it, but these days the health and safety teachers can't touch the children, but in those days, if you misbehaved, you got sent to the headmaster's room and bend over, and he had a long cane, and you got 5 or 6 of the best on your bottom. So, and I don't think it done you any harm, to be honest.
Well, we used to do different today. Everything had to be done in our head. Our arithmetic, I mean, it wasn't called maths in them days, it was arithmetic. PE, geography, all the general things, general subjects. But then I had to leave at 14 because that more or less a lot of people left at that age. I left Wentworth and then I went to work.
I can remember we were all in the room, you know, a big family, and everybody listening to the radio. And afterwards, I can remember going out, because I was the second eldest, so we'd always got one in the pram or one in the pushchair and 2 holding on, you know, all that sort of thing. There was 7 children. And we went into South Church Park carrying our gas masks, which of course you had to at that time. And I know we just stood inside. You were afraid. You seemed to think that war was going to start right there in that in that field. You know, you didn't know anything about it. And then of course it was the phony war, wasn't it? We didn't have anything for months.
The very interesting thing is not many people can say that they celebrated their 21st birthday like I did. My birthday is in May, and on my 21st birthday I was in a little town in France. Beautiful day, blue sky, little white puffy clouds, and suddenly out of a white cloud came a German fighter machine gunning us, and that was my 21st birthday. My son says, oh, the Germans celebrated, they were dropping cakes, and then he said, oh, perhaps not.
Yeah. So I was evacuated, went with all the children from Victoria Station with my gas mask on my shoulders and that. And then I was sent away. We didn't know where we were going to go.
We had to go to South Church Hall School, and that was where we got the gas masks. And they were in little cardboard boxes, which you had to carry over your shoulder. And the baby, Annette, my youngest sister, she had one of those Mickey Mouse things. They put them actually right inside. Horrible things. Glad they never had to use it. And yes, they were awful.
But in the D-Day invasion, I had about 5 escapes. I was driving a 500-gallon water tanker, took it to Eindhoven to a water point to fill up the tanker, filled it up, got a few hundred yards away, and the point that I'd been filling up was blown up by a bomb. I just left there. So I escaped there. They then, in Brussels, opened up a cinema to boost the morale of the troops. The cinema had been closed for some while. And that got hit by a bomb. And there was hundreds killed in it, and I came out just covered in dust and nothing else. But it was on the borders of Germany that I got hit in the back with shrapnel, and I couldn't walk, couldn't stand. Taken to a hospital in Brussels, where I spent between 5 and 6 months. Then flown back to England from Brussels to Swindon. Swindon Airport, I was put on an ambulance and finished up in a hospital at Stratford-on-Avon.
So, you know, it was lovely just to grow up, and we had the beach and the sea and all that, and it was freedom really with the seafront, you know, and it was just, well, just nice, you know. I mean, my mother could wheel me along there in a pram, and then gradually I would be able to go on my own and things, and meet friends and have a swim, and you know, our mothers used to stand, don't go out so far, you stop that, come back, you know. And it was nice, a feeling of niceness.
The castle, where the castle was a playground, was very big. There was a scenic railway and the Wall of Death.
Oh, we used to like to watch the rider go around there on his motorbike.
Did you have any particular ride you liked the best?
No, I didn't like a lot of the rides. I used to go on there and scream my head off.
Did you go to the pictures at all in the town?
Oh yes, quite a lot.
Tell me about that. Where did you go?
Well, you had, in Alexander Street there was the Rivoli. Right down near the Palace Hotel where the big car storage place is, there was the Ritz, I think it was called. Then you had one in the High Street called the Odeon. And then further up the street you had Garron's. And in Garron's you could go in any time and spend a shilling and sit where you like.
I know when I was a kid we used to go to the plaza on a Saturday morning, threepence in money. And that was my Saturday treat.
About 7 cinemas. And now we have one.
So did you ever go on the pier?
Oh yes.
Tell me about the pier.
Very often. Because Granddad used to work at the pier, and we used to go down there quite a lot.
Well, I mean, the pier was the big attraction. Of course, there was a lot more on it. I mean, you got your little theatres, concert party things. You've got your certain amusements, it was nice. It really was.
When I met my wife when I was 17, in those days it was all ballroom dancing. You didn't have any Latin American, Western, sequin dancing. None of that had been thought of. It was strictly ballroom. Now, my wife and I were very keen on ballroom dancing, and there was a dancing at the Kursaal, which was a beautiful floor, well reckoned to be the best floor in this country.
Well, I used to go dancing, say mainly nearly every evening, but then I wasn't allowed out every evening. And if I went out, I had to be in at 10 o'clock, not a moment later. I wasn't allowed makeup at home, so I used to go round to a friend's girlfriend's, Ivy, that I used to go out with. Used to put my makeup on there, my high heel shoes, and then go dancing. Then had to take it all off before my father got home.
1939, just before 1939, I was working at Echo.
Not the plastics department, the electrical side.
Well, I mean, they used to make all Bakelite things and things like that, but I mean, then it went on to radios, television, and my husband started off in radio and then went on to television. I used to do all the insurance stamps in them days in the wage office, and then I'd work all their money out, and then on Fridays we used to get locked in, and we had all the money and we had to make all their wage packets up. If I was lucky enough, I knew how much my husband earned.
That used to be very good there. I used to like it there.
It was a little, I think that was a little Echo, very small 9-inch screen, I think it was, black and white.
Keddies was, of course, the biggest one, Keddies, and Brightwoods was another big one down there, Dixon's. Yeah, we had a good selection of shops, and Soapers was down the high street. That did all materials, curtain materials and towels and all that sort of thing. They've all gone now.
Of course, you've got your Woolworths, British Home Stores, Marks. You got all the, well, you had all the normal stores, but I mean, they were lovely little shops.
The shops, particularly, are aimed more at the young people, and it's a question of wear it for a year or so and buy something else. You know, things aren't bought and made to last like some of the things I've still got that, like, you know, 10 years or more, you know, and they're still wearable. But I don't think the young ones now look at it like that. They want change. And I think the shops reflect that. And again, I mean, shoes, I think people buy shoes now. They don't expect to buy shoes and then take them to have them repaired. Well, if they wear out and they have a new pair, don't they?
The carnival used to start up by Chalkwood Park.
And all the people walking along besides, you know, dressed up as clowns, etc., collecting money. People just, you know, stand at it was well lined all the way along the seafront with people, and you know, if they couldn't put money in a tin, they were all throwing money in, or buckets. They had big buckets. They must have raised quite a bit of money, I suppose, for various charities.
And the floats themselves were lovely, some of them, and people would spend hours doing them. And that was lovely, and it used to last 2 or 3 hours, and you could, you know, not like today, you wasn't frightened to go out at night anyway. In the evenings you could go out and enjoy yourself.
In fact, they, not this year, but last year's carnival, I was actually took part in it. It was the Grosvenor Hotel at Westcliff who contacted me, and they wanted some veterans to go on the open top double-decker bus in the carnival, and there was just 9 of us standing up on the top of the double-decker bus, and we were asked to wear our medals, and I was absolutely amazed and almost brought tears to my eyes, because we went on the front and the people were cheering and waving to you, saluting you. It was absolutely amazing.
So have you enjoyed living in Southend?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't want to move, not now anyway. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm settled here till they get rid of me.